I have been in the police and I've seen the bureaucracy from very close. I have been dealing with lots of anti-corruption matters of more than 100, 150 government organizations. And I have seen at what department, at what level, the way corruption goes on. There are certain departments where corruption is less. The bureaucrats are not they have a sense of fear in them. In certain places, they are fearless. They say, we have done a wrong, do whatever you want to do. So I think it would be a great achievement if we are able to stop the further deterioration of the abuse of statutory powers by bureaucrats and the government functionaries. Since my dad was a bureaucrat, I could see what bureaucrat is, and therefore when I joined service, the one thing right from day one, I said I will not get into the trap of that they are being assailed by the phenomenon of a fundamental personality transformation. Because they are all good people. They are the members of intelligentsia. They are the most brainy people we have in our country, because they get through the civil services, and a majority of the people who appear in civil services, and I think a good number of them do succeed also, they are graduates from IIT and IIMs. And those who are not so and who get into it, their intellectual caliber is similar to that. So when perception about them, and his perception about himself is also that he would be one of the best people in the country who are supposed to perform functions which are benevolent, which are good for the society. And when this person gets into a diabolical role, the moment he gets into bureaucracy, he is conferred with statutory powers. There's a lot of social engineering which happens within his life, his wife, children, milieu, ambition, though he gets into the services to rise. These expediencies assume an overwhelming significance, and gradually a bureaucrat becomes a hardened guy. But there's something more dangerous. Often our theory in bureaucracy in India is that catch them young. They want young intellectuals to get into the services. But what when a young guy gets initiated into the creed of corruption? He's young, he's intelligent, he's motivated. And when at this juncture he gets into the creed of corruption, the next 30-35 years he's going to play havoc within the system. In our times, if a guy were to be corrupt, he would do it with a lot of, sense of fear in him. Oh, I should not be corrupt, lest I should get caught. Now he says, so what? And in the past 20 years I have been seeing that the way things are deteriorating, I think it is something for us, all of us, to be alarmed. How do we resolve it? That's the critical question. Constitution of India, Article 311, has given enormous protection to bureaucrats from being victimized at the hands of politicians or because of the extraneous pressures. So they said they should be given protection. But it was done with the presumption when Sardar Patel created the bureaucracy, and they created under Article 312 the All India Services. They said these are the guys who will work for the country, dedicated guys, and they have to be protected. But then, if the same protection is being conferred on people who are having intellectual faculties which have got deviated, what would happen? So many IS officers, there would be I think around 400 IS officers in Maharashtra. Tell me against how many of them you have been able to even sustain one charge of corruption? Because if you see it by the way of statistics, they all are absolutely, no action is happening against everyone. So ideally ours should be an administration which is very, very perfectly running and bereft of any flaws. It's not that. We know how bad it is, and yet not a single guy is getting punished. So this thing is very, very difficult, very, very intractable. We may not be able to resolve them so easily. I think the only way we can do it that we require a committed group of citizens in large numbers to do so. Because one of the worst things which have happened in the recent times is that the total apathy of the public on the few officers who are there in the system and who are trying to work for them, for the public. We don't remember them. If they are being gutted to positions of absolute decadence, we really don't care about them. If he's going to hell, let him go to hell. So long as our house is fine, it's okay. The moment our house starts burning, we start complaining against the others. So we are not looking at system reforms at all. And the demonstration effect of a victimization of a bureaucrat, an honest bureaucrat, that again is something very pernicious because it kills the system. I generally classify criminals into three categories. First category is the one who are thieves, dacoits. These are the ones who generally get caught, and justice happens to them mostly. Second categories are constitutes the one who commit crimes against humanity. They are like corrupt bureaucrats. Say for instance an income tax corrupt guy. Maybe in his entire service career, he may ruin government revenues to the tune of 1,000 crores, something what even Arun Gavli wouldn't be able to do it. Now 1,000 crores meant for the poorest of the poor, for medicines, for the pension of the disabled. The most dangerous category of criminals is the third category. They are the ones who kill good people. They are the ones who decimate the whistleblowers, because there will be not more than 1 or 2 out of 100 bureaucrats who who invoke the calls of their conscience and try to do something for the society, and then the society impinges on them, and the senior bureaucrats, the chief secretary, maybe the home minister, the chief minister, he says, finish off this guy, what the hell, he's a rebel guy. They get into a witch hunting and fault finding exercise. I would request all of you to ponder over these issues, and these are very intractable issues. So let's not try to search for a solution. Let's try doing something which we have not been doing earlier. Thank you.